So this one's headed off to go conquer the world. We're going to start up here on the head, create the shape, and I just want to build the body real fast because that's really all let's see, which pencil? Of course, the tiny one because it's my fave. The tiny one because it's my fave. So we're going to be using the whole page, okay, the whole length of the page. So I'm going to come up to the top here and create kind of a box shape, getting smaller as it goes toward the nose. So I'm just going to sketch that out real quick and get a nice shape there for the head. Then let's see, I want to pull the neck down and bring out the whole tail. So I want to make sure the whole thing is going to fit on my page before I get started. So the front, let's start at the chin, and we're going to slide down, down, down. Okay, here's the neck. We want some chest, so curve that toward the bottom of the page. Can you guys see this? I'm going real light. Okay, go back that way. We're going to do where the legs go, so curve up a little. And then back here is the full length of the tail. So we're going to do the underside of the tail since we're doing the underside of the body. Okay, so I'm going to pull it back, and I want to go up and kind of make it rickety. Don't make it really perfect. Kind of give it a once over. Now it looks like a ship. Woo! Could do a pirate ship out of this. That look good so far. Now with that tail, oh, gotcha. I get excited when I do dragons. I go faster. I know, I'm sorry. I will slow down. I like drawing dragons now. You guys have made me a maniac. Dragon maniac. Gotcha. I'm going to start at this tip because I like this, and I'm going to make the thickness. Now I'm going to start and go real slow, going around. Dirt off my paper, but adding thickness as we pull it back toward the body. Okay, not too big. And I just did a really rough sketch on that. So far so good? Yes. And me trying to freak my camera out going fast. Yeah. Okay, let's go back up to the head. I'm going to come at the end of the head, and we're going to round this out and pull that neck down. Okay, so that's the back of the head, and we're pulling the neck down. Okay, this is the neck, this is the chest area. So far, so good. Yes. Now, right in this area, we need the long winged arm to come swooping back. So let's just curve that out. Nice curve. There we go. Perfect. I like that. I like that. And then, of course, at the front of that, we're going to have a hook, claw, and then if you go further back, we're going to have a hook claw back here. I'm going to stop and let you guys catch up. I feel like I'm going super fast. Sorry. Just one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, right? You just go like boom, boom, boom. Let's see here. I'm going to raise some on my neck because I feel like I went down too low. I'm going to come and round out this area here. So I'm going to curve this backward letter C here. And I'm going to bring up that wing there. It's not really thick right here, so don't go too thick. And then the neck, okay, I gotta bring that and touch it. The back of the body, there's just a little hump here. So just put a little mountain back there, tuck it in. So let's go block in the front leg here. So the front leg, I want to bring down that knee right here. We can add more shape to it later, but right now I just want to block it in. Because you guys are dragon pros, I don't want to hold you up, you know. Here. Let's pull back the thigh here toward that knee. So we're going to angle it and we're going to go down, down, and then the foot comes down this direction. Yes. Very good. So the toes are going to come out toward me like that. So I want to have a nice toenail and a toenail and another toenail. It's hard to do backhanded. So I just do a curve up and down, curve up and down, curve up and down. And then connect the toes to the foot. Very cool. He's got a nice dew claw back there. So I'm just going to look at the back of my foot and come out and curve it and come up. Again, we're going to do more details after we block in all of our body parts here. And all those cool head horns. I love those horns. Oh. Okay, the other foot, he's lifted up like he's gonna take a step. So we're gonna make that one not flat on the ground. So that one is gonna be further back. We're going to bring it down and curve it over. And block it in like little quotation marks here. Then let's see here. The front of the foot, I want to curve and bring down. And then I'm going to bring 3 toenails. Remember, the one in the back is the smallest. So let's put one in front of that. And then one in front of that. Trying to angle these right. Curve that one in just a little. There we go. So then you can bring in your toes. And his dew claw is up higher because the foot is extended. So let's just put a little upside down U there and bring out that dew claw. Yes. Whew, we did it. We created the outline of our deadly Nadder. Very cool. Okay, I'm ready to put some horns on this thing. Some really cool detail. I'm going to grab a darker pencil. I'm going to go for a 2B, maybe. Maybe I'll go with 3B because my 2B is not very sharp. I kept breaking in my pencil sharpener. I'm like, what? Stop breaking in my pencil sharpener. Everybody ready? You ready to move on? Let's do the horn. Let's see here. I got the reference. So we're going to do this horn right here. See how far it curves back and then comes back down? And the jaw curves. We're going to try to make this jaw the front here and then wrap it around. Okay, and then all the horns like a crown jewel, a crown like a princess wears, you know, around the head. I was going to say helmet, but it doesn't have a helmet on. Okay, so right at the front, we're going to start and we're going to curve back. Okay, don't go up, just curve it back. And then round out that tip and then bring it back down. And instead of having it flat on that head, we're going to curve this. So curve down and up. Oof, I already made my paper dirty. What? The top of the head, I want to give it some movement. I don't want it to be flat and straight. So I'm going to come down and then up. And then I'm going to come down again and up. So I kind of just wiggled it. Now, along this really cool line we have here, we're going to use that. We're going to use that for all those horns. So let's put some contour lines here. So I'm just going to do, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So largest up here. So I'm going to do 1 coming out this direction. You see how I'm doing this from that contour line that I have? I'm just using my contour line, doing another one, pulling out these horns, making them smaller. Just as you gradually go down, you just make them a little smaller. And our line is curving in, so we're going to wrap this down. And let's see here. There's 6 right here. So we're going to have another little one down here. And make sure to go back and curve those and darken in the space underneath that spiky horn. So you want 6 of them there. You can go erase the line inside of it if you want. If not, you can just leave it alone. And there's another horn on the very top on the other side that we really can't see the whole thing. So we're going to aim it up just a little higher and then pull it back. So we can't see the ones on the other side, and we really don't want to mess up our really cool design. So we're just leaving that alone. I'm going to just use my really dark pencil and shade in the bottom line of each horn just to bring out some more depth to this. I have to really be careful not to put my hand on it when I'm drawing, so that way I don't smear all that graphite all over. Because I'm really good at making a mess. Woof! I'm super down good at that. I like to add some crease lines in front of these horns. So I'm just going to put 2 more contour lines in front of them, giving them some extra wrinkles. Good. Now I'm going to erase this rest of this line on the neck here. Let me erase that line. Okay, let's see here. Now below the horn, this nose horn, we're going to come away from that line we have and curve. Okay, curve that down just a little. Clean up some of my lines here. So far, so good. So now I can, this in the front, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to curve like this. So I went up and down, curve up a little. So we're creating the front jaw shape. And then I'm going to pull this down. That would help if I zoom in. Okay, so from there, I'm going to create a little crease right here. And underneath, I'm just going to use the side of my pencil. And I want to shade just a little bit to give the underside of that jaw. Since the dragon is looking up a little, we can see underneath his jaw. So I want to just create some shading here. Just bring it down just a little. I don't want a real harsh line right here. So I'm just going to work that line, rounding it out. I do want to use my stomp. And smooth it out. I like it smooth. I'm going to bring some of that out toward the dragon, the rest of the neck there. Man, my stomp is so dirty, I can just do the whole top of the head here. I'm just going to use circular motions. I want to add some teeth. So I think this thing has an underbite. So I'm going to curve all the teeth toward the front and make some larger, some smaller. If you want, you can get your tiny eraser and erase some of the color in them so they just stand out a little bit more, or you can leave them dark and dirty. Mine might need a dentist when this is over. Just might need a dentist. Now, to make the front of this mouth or the face look rounded, I'm just going to bring in some contour lines just in the front, just to make it look like that's the absolute front of the face. And I would like to add a little highlight right under the chin, because this is where the light source is. The light's going bounce right there. So I want the front of this horn clean. I want some highlights in here as well. So I'm going to round out some highlights in there as well. And then just the top of that jaw, just the top, not underneath. You just want the top. Now I want the nose to look like a cute little teardrop or an amoeba. That's what it is. It's like an amoeba. So I'm going to darken in the top and then let the bottom stay white. And I'm going to grab my stomp and just circular motion fill that in. So you've got a nice gradient right there. So it's darkest at the top. You can even go back with your pencil and darken in that top real quick. Now it's really nice. Got that there. If you want to go extreme, you can just highlight underneath it if you're eraser's clean. There we go. Just lighten it just a little. That adds a little detail, right? So coming away from that nose, we're going to drop down and then give it a curve because we got a mean eyebrow going on here. And underneath that, I want to drop down for an eye. Deadly Nadders have like cat eyes. So I'm going to put a little cat eye inside my curve here. And then darken behind it and just a little in front of it. And I put some detail. I put some scales. So I put like a few letter U's behind that eye. Just a few. And then as light as I can, I'm going to put a couple more letter U's. Just sporadic. Make it look like scales back there. We love texture on our dragons. Woo, texture, texture. I'm going to take my stomp and pull out some of that shading around the eye. Add some depth to it. Plus, this is a dragon. It's not that clean, right? No, no, no. At the top of him, I'm going to add some curves to make it look like the head is a different type of texture. There we go. The right thing. I'm going to highlight a few of them. Neck, right where you stopped this last spike, thank you. I'm going to wiggle down. I'm going to wiggle down and I'm going to stop at that spike right here, that claw right there. I'm going to stop right there. So I'm going to erase just a little bit underneath it. Okay, so what we're going to do is draw this claw. So I have the top of the claw. I'm going to draw the bottom, make it really sharp and rounded. And I'm going to leave a little reflective spot in there as I fill this in. And this one goes all the way on the wing. So bring it onto the wing and finish that off. Here we go. Now the fun thing is we get to do that again on the one in the back here, but we can only see this much of it, okay? So you don't need to draw all the wing back there. You can only see just the front. So let's draw the outline first. So here's our spike, our claw. Give a reflective spot in there. Leave a section that you want to have that light reflection, and then go ahead and color all that in. And if you're using a darker pencil, this is a 3B for this one, you're going to get that really dark value. So that's what we're aiming for. So let's go on to the belly. Now the belly, we want bumps. So as you bump, add a contour crease. Okay, as you go around, you're just going to add some creases along here, creating that movement and flow. And I'm going to shade underneath each one of them, each little crease, and lay it on here so that way my hand doesn't get yucky. What is this? Oh, castles, when I was drawing castles. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on this wing. Come with me, camera. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back this first wing. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. And then let's see, I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 4 of these. So let's start with this one that we've already finished here, or started, and bring that one in. And that way we can go back up and then down. And then in this area, we can just add add the last one. There we go. That way we make sure they all fit. And they're different lengths because they're overlapping and everything else. So the back body part here, I just used some more contour lines like we did in the front here. And I'm just going to go over it. And as I curve down, I'm curving this body hump and going down with it. That one, I just want to blend with my stomp. You can use a Kleenex if you don't have a stomp for this. Blend that, make it nice and smooth. No real major detail on that, right? No major detail. We could use our eraser and add some spots up there. Now, when I shade this, I need to make sure I shade down here because I don't want to see the rest of the body down here. So I'm going to pull that wing down right now to make sure that I don't leave that gap. That's so exhausting when I finally finish. I'm like, oh, the rest of the body, I cannot see it. So make sure wherever you end this, that you have enough wing coverage here, okay? Or just add the little section of the body. Now for the wing, I really want to add some real dark, rich value here. So on each little segment where there's overlapping, I'm just going to come and I'm going to shade these areas so that way I can take my stomp and blend it, and we're going to have a really dark wing compared to the rest of the body. I think I'm going to grab a 5B for this so it can be even a little bit darker than I was planning. There we go. Is my hand in the way? Whoops. I am rubbing my dragon head though. That's not good. So wherever you feel you want some dark values, go ahead and color that space in, and then we can grab our stomp and blend it. So now I'm going to use the side of my pencil and shade it. It's a little darker underneath, so while I have my stomp, I'm just going to bring some down onto the body so we can add even more and more. So I took some off, so now I'm going to add just a little bit more before I come in with my eraser and add some spots. So with my gummy eraser, I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a round point right here. You can use this with just a regular eraser or your tiny eraser and go in and just create little circles with your eraser if that's what you want, or you can press it down and just pick up whatever it happens to pick up, get some texture that way. You can swipe it, get some highlights under some of those wings if that's what you choose. Try to experiment with your eraser and see what kind of texture you can create. It's always fun to explore with your different things that you get, your tools. So I'm twisting mine, getting a little dot here. You see my little dot? Chink, it's a little dot. And I'm going on and twisting it and creating some little spots. And there's different values there, so it's giving different texture. So that's up to you what you want to do on that one. I'm going to flatten it out as well, and I'm going to clean up some of the wing smudges I have back here. like to flatten out my eraser also and swipe all over my page just to clean it up a little from all my handprints and extra smudges. Okay, so I'm gonna use my pencil and circle some of these spots just to make them pop a little more. My light is just too bright. Maybe that helps, I don't know. There you go, you can add texture to your wing. The Deadly Nadder I was looking at had spots on his wings. I think they were scales though. Give them more texture look to it. I'm going to take my stomp and put circles on the neck, on the back of the neck, because I want some more texture there as well. Things you can do with all your tools. Really, you only need 3 or 4, right? That's wonderful. Okay, let's work on this front claw right here that is lifted. So we're going to come down with this and curve. Now he's got some scales here for knees. So I'm going to, just like we did on this belly curved in, I'm going to curve the other way and give him some armor scales here. I'm going to round it out that direction, bring down this leg and pull the foot out. Now this dew claw, round out these claws and go ahead and make sure you give a reflective spot on there before you color those in. I want these long and sharp. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sharp claws. Oh, those are cool. And the toes have curves at the top and bring them down just like you did the belly. So give them the wrinkles, give them the details in there. And I love to shade with my stomp. Love it, love it, love it. It is so much fun to shade with the stomp. So I'm going to do circles. I think Andy and Cody got hit with the storm that we just had. They're right up above us. I'm going to make circles with my stomp. There they go. There we go. You're back. You guys must be getting the storm I just had. Whew, that storm was mean. That was a mean, mean storm that just blew through here. Oh, I forgot the dew claw down here. So yeah, that storm is a whopper. That's for sure. Ooh. It's a mean storm. So I'm just using my stomp to create some texture on this leg. And so I'm using circle motions. I'm going to create a round feel to it. Doing the same thing on the other leg. We put that armor, those armor scales on here. So I'm going to put giant letter U's, just round it out, and then get smaller as I come toward the knee. Here we go. And we're going to pull down this thigh. Here we go. And while I'm here, I'm going to use circular motions to create this back leg texture. And I'm going to pull it down to the rest of the foot. Circle motions. I'm getting lighter and lighter as I go down. I'm going to create the shape of the foot. So I added an ankle here and then a heel. So there's two curves here. And then in the front, we got the knee, and then I'm going to round out to the leg. I mean the foot. There we go. Now we can come back down here to the toenails, color these in. Remember your reflective spots. My toenails need to be cut on the dragon and on my dog. Oh, that's a nail. Ooh. I eat dragons and they have really cool toenails, but they make them fierce. Crazy. Okay, and we're leaving a reflective spot in there, making sure there's a reflective spot. Bringing up those contour lines on top of the toes, creating the toes with that. And you can bring those toes up onto the foot, creating some more texture for them. That is awesome. Woof. Now, what else can we do for more texture? That's the question of the day, because I love adding texture. Ooh, it is a lot of fun seeing how much I can conquer with my eraser, stomp, and pencil. Amazing, amazing things. Let's see here. I need to blend my nails and my toes. Give them some depth here. Now, while I'm on the foot, I'm going to go ahead and add my anchor shadow by using the side of my pencil and going under the one that is up. Okay, this one's not touching anything, so it doesn't have an anchor shadow. It just has a cast shadow. And then I'm going to have this one have an anchor shadow. And then, of course, the tail will also have a cast shadow. So just bring that out. That's pretty cool. I'm going to add a little darker value around the foot that is actually touching the ground, just because it has less light in that area. And a little shading on this leg, round it out some more. There we go. Now the tail, while you're at it, just shade the whole tail. Okay, we're going to add some spikes on there, but I just colored in my tail. Let's see, I have a 5B. You can use anything really, it doesn't have to be. I'm using the side of my pencil and I'm just going back and forth, just creating just one value. We don't need it anything other than that. I'm going to turn my page so I don't put my hand all over my art. Now the Deadly Nadder has these really cool spikes coming off. Let me show you how to do these. This one, I'm going to come off the tail and pull it out and then come back in. See that? And then you can just darken that in. And then have it blend into seamlessly into the tail, just like that. And then let's see here. So this is going to be a stripe. So right under here, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase just a little right here. And where this horn is, this spike, I'm going to have that be a stripe. And so I'm going to take just a little bit off above it so that looks like a stripe. Okay, and then above that, so this is going to help me know where these spikes are going to go. I'm going to pull it off, spike, and come back down. Kind of looks like a shark fin on that one. See how we did that? And then I can just darken that in just a little bit. And then guess what? We're going to take a little above that. Take a little bit above that off. So we have a stripe. And then we're just going to do the same thing all the way up. Except now we're going to have spikes on both sides of those stripes. So now we're just going to go on both sides, have a spike on both sides. And then we're going to take off a little for a light stripe. And then where there's a dark stripe, we're going to have, guess what? Spikes. We're gradually getting smaller with the spikes. Okay, your tail's getting smaller, your spikes are going to get smaller. And we're going to have more stripes. And now up here, you can just decide where you want your stripe, your spikes to be, because we don't need that many at the end. So I'm gonna just have one more spike up here. And my hand is all over my art, I'm just realizing. That's never good. Oh, this is a cool dragon. Oh, I love it. I'm going to take one more stripe off and maybe another stripe over here. And the tip of the tail, it's supposed to be a spike as well. So make it really sharp and come down toward it. Okay, I'm going to sign right here. Woohoo! I think this looks good. I think it looks real good. Well, you guys have a good day. I thank you for going with me, and I'll see you in the next class, all right? Bye.